How's everyone doing on this Wednesday? We're almost to the end of the week. Soul of Art, you're doing your thing. I'm hoping to work with you again. I'm hoping that I can come up and be able to work with you again. So please let me know if that's at all possible. Hi, James. Hope all is well with you. So I first want to go into some current events stuff. There is a power shoot at Jones Beach, August 10th. Reach out to iFlirt Studios if you're interested in being a part of that. My next point of business is to share that September 4th, I will be hosting a fashion show, Lingerie in Fashion. So if you know of any lingerie brands or any performers that would like to be a part of that event, please have them DM me or reach out to me directly about being a part of the event. It's September 4th. It is, the event is basically from 6 to midnight, and it's in Manhattan. So if you're interested, let me know. Hey, Invincible Fashion, how are you doing? Let's do it, love the way you look. Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, that would be dope if you could get into lingerie with your type of style. That would be really cool. So I don't know. Let's whip up a demo and let's check it out. So those are the two things that I wanted to share. You're having a jean fashion show? Okay. I would love to have the information about it. Please let me know. And I would love to be a part, share it, all that good stuff. So please let me know. Okay? I would love that. Like, she's amazing. If you haven't seen her art, she's masterful. Like, not with just clothing and everything like that, but actual painting, acrylics and everything like that. She's awesome. So if you don't know Sofa Art, check her out. She's dope. Hey Jerry, what's going on? How you doing this evening? So those are the two things I wanted to talk about. Please be sure to like and subscribe my Kaynichole After Dark. It is in my bio on YouTube. The drink that I have for this evening is not my usual drink, and that is because I went to a fashion show this past weekend, and I'm not an alcoholic, so it takes me a while to drink like liquor drinks. So yes, you did. Yes, you gave me these jammies. Yes, you did. So they still fit, even though I'm losing weight. So yeah. So this is my drink. It has rum in it and sorrel, so that's why I wanted it. But it was at the Sizzle Fashion Show, and because I'm not a drinker, this is what I have. So I'm gonna sip on this. I'm not gonna finish it during the show because, like I said, it has rum, and I drink wine, right? So yeah. Yeah. We're not gonna be drinking that too much. So, thank you. Actually, I don't drink like that. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you all this evening about no dating, okay? And if you've been noticing this, I have been in the dating pool for some time now, clearly haven't been married yet, but been in and out of the dating pool. And most recently, entering the dating pool, I have noticed that there is so much weirdness out here as far as taking someone's number and just conversing with them over the phone. I mean, whether you're talking to people on the internet, DMs to a phone call, like regardless of, I guess, the device or how you're communicating, it stays in that realm. Good night. Yes, we will talk soon. Have a great evening. Have a great evening. So, I mean, I notice this so often, and it's weird to me. And I know that, hi Adam, I hope all is going well with you. Stays in which realm? Like, what I mean by it stays, like, if it's DMs, it stays in the DMs. If it's on the phone, like talking on the phone, it stays on talking on the phone. Like, it never evolves to real life like real life meeting a person or a real life date, basically, is what I'm saying. And I find that to be very odd. I don't know. I'm seeing it as of lately that nobody wants to go on an actual date. And I don't know if that is because I think, I don't know, maybe it's me in thinking that men these days don't want to, quote unquote, waste their money unless they feel like they're securing the relationship in like sex or some kind of facet. If it's not going to go into that realm of hitting the sheets or whatever, I feel like there's no movement. They want to stay in the conversation zone, and because no one's offering up the cheeks. And I just find that to be interesting. Visible Fashion says is because neither one of it takes it to that level. I mean, when you say either one takes, that's what, okay, let me go into that. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I'm an old school female, and I feel that women play games as well. I mean, both sides play games. I get that. However, I'm talking about my experiences in the dating realm. And like I have stated and shared that I'm dating for marriage, right? And I notice that a lot of the times it just stays in conversation. And they just want to converse. And they'll talk about going out. Like, it's not discussed. It'll be discussed like, oh, you want to go out, da 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 da, but then the trigger will not be pulled. And I find that to be so weird. And it's just not, and I mean, it's not just my experience. I'm hearing about other women too. Like, the men are talking to them. The men are willing to have them come over and everything like that, but not actually willing to go out and like spend money and do something. And for me, I'm just meeting the guys and just talking to them on the phone. But I'm like, how long do I have to talk to you? For a month? Like, seriously, we're talking for a month. Jerry says, I don't know, I'm old school. I don't like the online stuff. I don't either, but I'm just saying, even if you meet somebody in the streets and you're talking on the phone, it's like, when are you going to move to the next level of conversation and go on a date? And like I said, I'm old school, right? So I'm never going to be one, unless like we're really just like kicking it as friends. Like, there's no, like, I want to holler at you kind of thing. Like, I saw you, I really want to get to know you. What's up? Yes, you have to build a friendship, but at least you know that you're dating with intention to get to know each other and where your guys' mindset is going. And it's not just, oh, you're just cool to hang out with, It stays in conversation mode. And they'll do other things to show that they're interested, but will not like pull the trigger and go on a date. And for me, I can say like, let's hang out or something like that, but I'm the female, and if I'm really going to take you seriously, well, then you have to step up to the plate. And I don't see that that's happening. Let me see some of these conversations here. If I want to see you and get to know you, I'm gonna ask you out and pay because I asked you, and that's the right thing to do. Yeah, I got you, and definitely I agree with you. Faye Master the Barber says they're using dudes, get to use them even if they're not interested in pursuing a relationship. I have seen that, and that shit is whack. It is like, I don't agree with it. I don't understand why women are using dates as a free meal. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I just, that's weird shit to me. And I don't hang around those women, so I don't know anything about them, and I don't prescribe to men dating those type of women, you know, because you can spot them, you know. They're the ones that care more about their looks than conversation. They're the ones that care about the restaurant that you're going to rather than the conversation. So, I mean, they're not hard to spot out. But the thing is that a man has to be thinking about what his intent is. Because if his intent is to just smash or whatever and stuff like that, he's not going to pay attention to the fact that she's playing games or whatever. I think he just was more focused on going to hit. Sex is important, but not top priority in physical fashion. Of course, I need to smell your breath. We need to spend actual time together in person. Facts. And I just feel like, what ages you date? Well, before I was only dating 3 years older or 3 years younger. Now I'm open to like 30, the youngest, and up, like to about maybe 55, possibly, if he's in good condition at 55. But that would probably be like the oldest I dated. But recently, and just recently in the past year, I dated a guy that was 50. And it was okay. Not my type. We had some things in common, but I felt like he was moving too fast. Like, he wanted basically us to be married and within the third year. And I didn't feel we were there yet. I feel like there was a lot of things that weren't going right, and he was kind of like pressing the relationship. And so I just ended it. Because I think I was more on his time than we were on each other's time. And it wasn't, again, I felt like I was fitting into his box because he already had kids, which I was funny about dating a man with children anyway. And then his age, like I said, he was the oldest guy that I've dated. And so I was curious about that. But I found that, you know, we had some things in common, but other things just didn't work out. But yeah, we're still cool with each other to this day. So, but yeah. Famous the Barber says, if I think when dating, both parties should spend. I mean, I don't have anything the way everyone lose. Famous. I mean, I do. It's difficult. Like, I feel like a man should set the stage for how the relationship should kind of go. Like I said, he's the head, a woman's the neck. So I feel like, okay, we're having conversation because first of all, he had to holler at the female. He had to let her know that he was interested. She took the number. She accepted whether she was interested or not. Right? They have conversation, so she gets to know whether or not she's more interested in him. Okay. Now he's supposed to set up the date. Now she can follow up and ask him out, and they can do a back and forth thing. But I think that the initial date should be set up by the man. And that's what I'm old school on that. I'm not budging on that. So if you disagree. You know, it's not fair for a man to come out of his pocket just to see if you want to go further. How's it not fair? The whole point of it is to actually go further. You know. So, I mean, it's a give and take, but a man has to initially show that he is willing to give. He has to be showing that he is willing to not only be, he has to show that he can be a provider. And it's not just financial, but that he can lead and that he can show that he has intent. A woman normally is going to have intent with a man if she gives him her number, unless she's on some weirdo shit. And like I said, you should be able to spot a female fucking weirdo, because like I said, she's more focused on labels. She's interested in what she can get from you more so. Like a female that wants to be in your world, she's going to share certain things or whatever case might be. And you'll see that on the initial date. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of females, but I mean, the one that you're going to take seriously, or you want to take seriously, is the one that asks you about you and wants to know more about you. And you're going to see that. And then you're going to want to take her on a date. But the woman that's like, oh, when are you going to take me on a date already? I'm not asking any of these men, can they take me on a date? I'm not bringing that up, because you should. If you want to stay on the phone with me, then cool, that's fine. You'll be a phone buddy. But I find that to be weird. Like, we're grown people, and how long does a man want to have a woman as a phone buddy? Like, what kind of shit is that? I mean, yeah, you can have a female friend. Like, I understand that. But if you're talking to her in such a manner, but you've never been on a date with her, like, in 2 months, but you want to talk to her, sexually, and show your dick. Like, I've gotten dick pics and haven't had a date yet. That's weird. Okay, that's the shit I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about. Like, you can talk about sex, but you can't talk about a first date. Like, make it make sense. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and there's a lot of, and I know a guy that did that, and I know he's not serious, but he's talking to me as if he is. And I just find, like, the dating life is weird nowadays. And I just want to know if y'all have had those same experiences, because the shit is strange and it's weird. And I just feel like both sexes like to play games, but you're not getting any younger. And I think that people think that they have so many options out there. And not to get me, you do got options. You do got options, but not as many as you think. Okay? Not as many as you think. And that even goes for me, As I get older, like I said, my dating pool because I've always initially felt that I would date a man that didn't have any children, and that we would have children together. That has been always my ideal. But as I get older, and as people, just as the world changes, there's more men that have children. And that's just what it is currently. So it's about having to navigate that. And that's a whole new set of things, because now you're having to navigate baby mama and all this other stuff, especially if there hasn't been a resolution of her not being wife, if you understand what I'm saying. Because if the goal between you and him is to be wife, and she's wanted that position, or she was envious or something like that, that's a whole new complication that you have to look into the mix. So when dating, you have to be mature, and that's where I feel like people are lacking in the maturity stage, because they feel like they have all these options, so they don't need to be mature when dealing with this particular person, because they're like, well, if you can't deal with it, then there's somebody else that will. And there is, but the entitlement of that thinking is kind of wild. So, Invincible Fashion 365 is not bad. I'm 31. Okay. Yes, when you're 50, you're gonna move very fast. That's funny. That's funny, but that's also foul. There are some men, Courtney Vance, Lenny Kravitz is in his 60s, and they looking good. So don't sleep. Okay, it's how you take care of your body. Okay, so you have no kids. No, I don't have any children. I'm waiting till marriage. And Maddox was here. I don't know if he's still here or not. My goodness, how many people going back? Dennis says I agree, but it's definitely not going to be an expensive date though. No, I don't encourage that people spend like money or a lot of money during dating. That's crazy. You know, do something simple. Do a coffee date. Do a bowling. Do something simple. But I'm just saying, get to where you feel comfortable in that person's presence. You know, like you want to be able to be attracted to the person that you're talking to and at least remember what they look like. You know, I don't want to continue to talk to the person on the phone and just know their phone voice. Willing to provide. A man should court a woman he wants. Exactly. Jerry, exactly. And I feel like courting has really kind of died. I can show that if we're together. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm coming into all these late. Mr. Barber says, doesn't matter where he takes you on a date. No, it definitely doesn't. Not for me. I'm not going to have your number. We will talk off chat if you want to. 11th day wildin', dick pics, no date. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, that's weird. Yeah, so dating should be like interviews. I agree on that. Amen. J chat, hi. I'm sorry I'm running late. Tell these people, okay. How old am I? I am almost 40. So, not too far from that. So, I find that I'm a patient person. And my dating story, I don't know if like y'all care to hear my dating story or whatever, but my dating life and story is that I believed in relationships and marriage fairly young. Almost 40. Thank you. Like when, you know what? It's funny because thank you, but I used to think 40 was old. I definitely did. I remember when I was younger and guys in their 30s would try to holler at me and I'd be like, oh my goodness, you're so old. And now I've bypassed those ages and I'm saying to myself, like, I still feel like I'm in my 20s and stuff like that. I still do a lot of shit. Like, I'm not weak. I just broke down a fucking tall ass branch today. Yes, I do want children. If I could, I would have 4. I'm not gonna lie. Depending on when I meet my husband would depend on how I would go about it. So, and that kind of goes into Jay Chapman shows that definitely need to have you on my Black Couch Chronicles show to discuss your story. Yeah, sure. I'll talk about it. Profession, right?